I can't get off the carousel. I can't get off the world. Fucking awful song, that. This is Fantastic Force number 335. It is a second issue in Simon Waterson's run on the book. It's some more of the tie-in to Acts of Vegans. And let's just crack the bastard open. The Fantastic Force, they have been summoned to Congress to testify about the proposed Superhero Registration Act. Don't be confused though, this isn't a weird time paradox where this comic from 1990 is somehow part of the Civil Wars crossover. It's just a concept that was coincidentally reused several years later. And one thing that this issue does is, well, it has got a gorgeous invisible wife there. We like her a lot, but it also has quite an intelligent debate about the merits and the problems with having superhuman peoples registering with the government. There's a lot of talking about all the applications and the possibilities of registration, while we also raise all the obvious counter-arguments about secret identities and superheroes being reduced to government agents. And there really is a lot of talking. I cannot see a child picking this up and enjoying it. And then while this is going on, overhead, Armageddon, he flies our Washington, and we're teased to the possibility of the Fantastic Force just binning this congressional even and ganning off and fighting Armageddon. And that sounds really exciting and interesting, but it's just a deliberate bait and switch. It's a little subversion of your expectations, because Armageddon, he just flies off and he isn't mentioned again. So we get back to all this political hobnobbing and fracking, and while that is going on, we also have the running joke of the Fantastic Force. They're being attacked by a bunch of random villains, most of them considered to be lame, and I think it's a fun little idea, but like I said last issue, it is repetitive, and I would much prefer to see the Fantastic Force actually seriously fighting them, like Constrictor Man and Shockstar, or Plant Master here. None of these characters have to be lame. All it takes is one story or a writer who wants to invest time in taking them seriously or building them up. Like, okay, maybe Shockstar, he is goofy, but he doesn't have to be. Or just have the Fantastic Force fight Armageddon. There's now lame about Armageddon, and I think just about everyone would be up for a story by Simon Waterson where the Fantastic Force battle against Armageddon. Actually, don't forget, Simon Waterson, he actually co-created Armageddon with his wife, Louise Simons. But with this issue, there's a bit of a weird tonal thing going on. We've got the deadly serious political drama stuff, and then we keep cutting away to the jokey stuff with all these baddies attacking and being rubbish baddies or being stupid and clumsy, like Plant Master and Queef. They both attack at the same time and they bump into each other, and that's how they are defeated really quickly. And not only is it a jarring approach to go from serious debate to light-hearted jokes, but the heroine, it's portrayed as professional and serious. But if a baddie or baddies stormed into the building, they would lock down the building, and this heroine, it would be cancelled and postponed. There's not all that much to say about this issue when it comes down to it. We have got a lot of ideas and a good debate, I suppose. And then we have got our series of jokes with the never-ending onslaught of goofy villains attacking and being defeated really fast. There's really not much more to it than that. I kind of really wish that they had just gone off and fought Armageddon. There'd be something to talk about then at least. And some of the Villayans chosen to be the butt of a joke. It's really not treating them with respect and lowering their stature and their threat. Like, we have got Thunderbolt here, and he's a 4-level baddie. He beat Hercules, man, off to death. He shouldn't really be reduced to being a gag. Maybe I'm just too protective of Marvel supervillains. I feel the same with Scourge. When he was killing them all off, I thought, like, about 50% of them didn't deserve the judgment of being so worthless that they can just be quickly killed off. Here we have got Hellhound, that is the cat, aka Kate Leff, her ex-husband. Gotta be a Defenders link somewhere in the video, doesn't there? I might be coming down too hard on this issue. I like it, you can read it, it's fine. I just think it's not the most pleasing comic in a lot of ways. I try not to get bogged down with ideas or how to fix things, but I think the obvious approach here would have been, since it's a 3-part story, you have part 1, you have that set up all these jokey bits with all the super villains, and then you get to part 2, this, and you go the other way, you do all the serious political stuff without undercutting it with the jokes. And then for part 3, that's when you can marry these 2 story beats together. You resolve the serious debate by incorporating all these silly Billy baddies, and you use that to hammer home or to prove or to disprove the Registration Act. I am glad to say that part 3, at least, it does eventually go in a direction where you didn't really expect it to end up, and you did get a lot of what I'm clamouring for here. I rate this 7 thumbs up.